Good morning, gentlemen!
Hey guys, here to do another Code Geass review today, obviously. As the title above says, and as the title left or right said, it is on the Gurren Nishiki, or the Gurren Mark II, you know, however you want to say it, English or Japanese version. It doesn't bother me. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the review. And I can hear someone trying to talk to me on Skype now, so that if you hear a bloop, it'll be someone pestering me. And I'll find out who that is in a sec. Maybe it's Phil, maybe it's Dave, doesn't matter. Anyway, we'll move straight on to the review of the Gurren as a Knightmare frame itself. So see you for that in a moment. The Gurren was designed by Rakshada, the Black Knight's engineer and scientist, as I mentioned before in the previous Gurren video. It's a Japanese model manufactured by Kyoto, and it first appears in episode 10 called Gurren Dances. Callan becomes the Gurren's new pilot and pilots it from then on exclusively through orders of Zero. Gurren Nishiki basically means Crimson Lotus, and this is reflected by the colour of the mech, which is obviously red and yellow, as you can see from the picture. And this is a complete contrast to the Britannians' main force, which are blue, purple and pink. Like the Lancelot, it is a 7th generation Knightmare frame, so it can easily match the Lancelot's speed and its strength. However, it lacks any long-range weaponry. Its main specialty is CQC, or close quarters combat. The cockpit's design is radically different from anything that the Britannians use. It's more shaped like a motorcycle rather than a sit-down computer. Another main difference in this Knightmare frame is the way that the land spinners are built into the legs, while the Britannians ones are put on the side of the ankles. The main weapon of this new Knightmare frame is built on its right arm and is the Radiation Gauntlet. This device emits a large amount of microwave radiation. If the Gurren is able to capture a Knightmare frame in its hand, it can easily fry its electronics and warp the frame using this radiation. For the unlucky soul piloting a Knightmare frame that is caught in the Gurren Nishiki's grasp, it can fuse the cockpit, making it impossible to escape death. The arm can also unhinge itself and extend further, grabbing unsuspected Britannians and killing them dead. Because Callan is such a good Knightmare frame pilot, she's able to use the Gurren's arm as a shield as well as an offensive device. She can block swords and bullets with this. It's also equipped with 3 other weapons. It has 1 slash Harken, which is unusual because most Knightmare frames has 2. It also has a grenade launcher on its other arm, and in this other arm, because it has a normal hand, it can also wield a small fork-like knife. Finally, the Gurren is one of the more popular Knightmare frames of the series because it's piloted by one of the main characters. It's featured in a lot, and that's all I have to say about the Gurren Nishiki. Thank you very much for listening, and we'll move straight on to the figure now. As you can see, it's a pretty bog-standard box for the series from In Action OFFSHOOT. Around the side it does have some nice images of the Gurren in some good poses you can easily get the thing into. On one of the sides you can also see that, as you can see from this picture, it has ABS, POM and PVC plastic. I said before I wasn't sure, I will say later that I'm not sure what plastic it uses. This is the plastic it uses. One nice thing about this box is I love the this black bit going around the edge. It's like a book cover thing. You can take it off if you like, but I definitely like having it on. It makes the box look more impressive to the Gloucesters and the Sutherlands. Only this one, the Lancelot, another Lancelot, and I think, don't quote me, but I think that's all that have this kind of book wrap around them. So I guess we'll move on to the figure now. Okay, so we're back with the Gurren Nishiki figure. This is from the same line that Guildford and Cornelia's Gloucesters came from, which is the In Action OFFSHOOT range. So let's get on with the review. We've already had a quick look at the box, and even though it is the same kind of figure as the Gawain, it is kind of different as well in the same way. It's only got a couple different types of plastic on. I don't know, it doesn't tell you very well, but let's get on with the review anyway. We won't look at the figure first, no. We'll just put the Gurren there for the moment. We'll have a quick look at its accessories. One of them is, as I mentioned before, it's fork knife kind of thing. Hard to kind of describe, and it's not in focus at all, but you get the idea. It's a bit plain, if you ask me. Here especially, like, it just runs, the colour just kind of runs and stops there and changes to the black, which is a bit of a shame. It's got some okay detailing on it, but it's really nothing special, and that's why mine doesn't have it on it at all. It also comes with 2 other hands, because obviously it's got this hand here, so what's the point in having spare hands for that? It's got a open hand, similar to the Lancelot, so good posing there. Nice detail on it again as well, very nice detail. Apologies for it being out of focus, but it's focusing on that at the back. And it does have one other hand, which is basically to hold the knife. If I just plop it in there, filling in time. There we go, just like that, and it holds it nicely. I like how the handle rests over the hand really well. That's one positive thing about it. You may be thinking, okay, it doesn't have very good accessories, but on the other hand, it does have something quite nifty, which is this. If I zoom out, because it's... There we go. It's this. This is from R2, the second series of Code Geass, where the Gurren has lost its original arm, thanks to Suzaku and the Lancelot taking it off, and it's replaced by this one. You can, if you want, you can put it on either arm. You've got that option, just twist it around and you can put it on the left side or the right side. It's good. It's got the same kind of joints as the figure, but it also has posable triped legs, which is good for like grabbing and stuff. Got a ball joint on the end here, not a good one, but it allows you to twist it around. Hard to show, yeah, I know. It also has the joint, which you can extend the arm with, and it bends here, here, and here as well, so you can get it back into its normal arm position. The detailing on this is, again, really nice. I'll try and show you a good shot of the inside here. You can see where the radiation waves would come from, and it's a nice clean design, and it works well, but it's not the arm I prefer to have. If we just quickly zoom in here, we can see that the head is on a joint, a ball joint, sorry, and twists all the way around. The arms are on ball joints, and if you do want to equip this arm, you just simply pop it off. It's nice and simple, easy on and off kind of motion, and we just pop it back in there. A nice click. Shoulder pads move. This is obviously on a joint. It also twists there. It also, sorry about the light, but my arm's in the way. Bends there, also twists at the top and the bottom, and has the fist. Oops, oh crap, apologies. It also has the fist, which twists because it's on a ball joint, of course. Excuse me, and this is obviously the grenade launcher, which I talked about earlier, on its arm there. What else? Oh yeah, of course, this hand. Problem with this hand, I would have preferred if there was articulation in each of the fingers. There's not. It does have wrist articulation. It twists and bends slightly, so you can get it into the kind of Mr. Worf facepalm thing. Boosh! This is also on a joint, the thumb, but it's better if you don't move it because it's a really small joint and it looks like it could break very, very easily. Excuse me, I'll just knock the camera down a little bit because it's a bit high. There we go. Detailing across the figure, though, is again really good. All red, nice red bits here. Trying to find a thing to point it out with because I've lost my pointer. This'll do. Stretch. This is where the slash Harkin would come out from. It only has one. It does rotate around the waist as well. You can tell I haven't planned this out very well, but we'll just go with me. I do have a problem with this bit here, even though it's nice and connects the legs well, it reduces the amount of wide kind of range you can have with the legs. Like, you can't have it going too much, otherwise it'll bend the plastic a bit too much, which is a bit of a shame, but you know, nothing can be done about it. Okay, sorry about that. After readjusting the camera, I'm preferring this angle. Now, because the land spinners are in its legs, nicely done as well, very nice and smooth. We'll just pull these down and I'll show you the problem. Nicely down. Not much articulation because they are on just hinge joints, but we turn them around. I don't like the gaps in the legs. I know it's part of the design for the actual series, but it's just one thing I've never been a fan of. That's why with Todo Zangetsu and the Gekkas that I'll be getting at some point for the Robot Spirits line, I'm glad that they do have a faceplate over here. Anyway, my complaint I was getting to was because of the way the legs are designed, how they're basically hollow. They don't have the joint in between the knee that allows it to bend left and right, like the Gloucester, the Sutherland, the Serise, anything else. Ooh, can't remember off the top of my head, but the rest of the figures that have that, it's just a shame that this doesn't. So we'll just knock these back up here. He also, the Gurren also has joints in its ankles here, so you can bend these. Both of them are separate as well. It's not very easy to show you, but you can kind of see there. You notice as I push down this one, the land spinner also seems to pop out a little bit, which is a bit annoying. The front part of the foot are on ball joints, and you do get a little bit of motion here. Again, apologies for my hand being in the way of the light. Can't be helped. And after another quick adjustment, we'll have a quick look at the cockpit here, which is, as I said, very uniquely designed, and so is the toys version. Nice lift-up motion here. Trying to catch some detail here with the light. We'll try moving some lights about. Oh yeah, there we go. You can see the detail in there is really good. And it does look like a motorcycle basically, so yeah, that's really good. I would prefer it if the hatch kind of snapped shut like the Britannia versions. They always have it like you'll push it down and it'll always click into place. This one, it just kind of, whether you can hear that or not, it just kind of sounds like it's sliding into position rather than anything else. One problem I will say while we're at this angle, because I can just simply tilt it down, is because of the way the Gurren's shape is, it's hard to see the detail in between its face there, because that is painted right in where the eyes are. Get me pointer. Right there, it is grey and light blue like the model, sorry, like the TV counterpart, but because there's so much red and it's such a small area, it does show problems because it kind of, your eyes don't pick it up as easily, which, you know, it's a bit of a shame. And because of the way the head's made, you can't really tilt it as far back as you'd like to, or as I'd like to anyway. Another thing I would have liked them to do is if you could store the head in its standby mode, which is when the head is sunk into the chest and this part is covering it up over the top here. I have seen this done for another Code Geass figure, and I can see why they didn't include it for this figure, because it did cause a lot of problems. Like the head would always stick down or lower down, and it just didn't work quite as well. So I can understand why they didn't include it. But overall, the Gurren Nishiki is a fantastic model. Or toy. Well, it's a toy, to be honest, because you can play with it and pose it. Good posability, looks really good with the other Knightmare frames, and you can get it in some awesome poses. So I hope you enjoyed the review, guys. I didn't feel that the figure review part, this bit here, was very good, so if you can tell me how I could potentially improve, I would appreciate it. So thank you again, guys. Hope you enjoyed the review. Give me your comments, please. I'd love to hear your feedback. And I guess I'll see you next time for a Transformers review, since that seems to be the fashion of things. Oh, also check out the Moonbase 2, because on Wednesday we should be having our discussion on the first 3 episodes of Animated Season 3. If you don't know what the Moonbase 2 is, for shame. Well, on me, I suppose. I should have mentioned it more on this channel, but I assume everyone here is subscribed to Dave and vice versa. Anyway, Thanks for watching, guys. Check out the Moonbase 2, it rocks. I'll put a link somewhere, I hope. And I'll see you guys next time. And as a great man said, if it's easy, take it twice, or something like that. I'm sorry, Anki. See you later, guys.